What's up, everyone? It is AnimeALX coming with actually the first of hopefully many Monster Hunter Rise build guides. I'm going to be starting with dual blades. I have been actually getting into dual blades a lot more frequently, and I wanted to give you the best or the current best dual blade builds before Sunbreak. With all that being said, I hope you guys will enjoy. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and check out my previous videos and hopefully my future videos. With all that being said, this is your Monster Hunter Rise build guides for dual blades. First off, we will start with the elemental dual blades. Starting off with the best water dual blades, the Evening Dusks. These are Mizutsune's dual blades. They have a base of 200 attack. They have blue sharpness, but with one level 1 handicraft, you can get it up to white sharpness, which is actually why they're the best and why you don't go for all Mudrons, even though they have a higher water element or water attack. The water attack is 24. I do have it ramped up for Water Boost 2. It has base 15% affinity and a 1 slot. The build that we have right now is our Kaiser Crown, AnimeALX, Valstrax Braces, Anjanath Coil S, Golden Hakama, which are Rajang legs, and my Fatal Tempest Talisman is level 1 Divine Blessing with attack boost level 2 with a 3 slot and a 1 slot. Now, all you actually really need for this build to work is an attack boost talisman with a level 2 slot and a 1 slot. But if you only have an attack boost talisman level 2 with a 1 slot, feel free to take off a level of sharp and just go with level 2 protective polish. The skills that we are running are water attack level 5, attack boost level 4, critical eye level 3, crit boost level 3, weakness exploit level 3, level 3 protective polish, level 3 speed sharpening, level 1 lane power, but that is due to the golden hakama, and level 1 handicraft, and level 1 dragon blessing, and level 1 dragon heart. Dragon heart's due to the Valstrax braces, divine blessing is due to my talisman, and lane power is due to the golden hakama legs. Those skills are very easily skippable, and all you really need is maxed out water attack, level 4 attack boost, maxed out crit boost, maxed out weakness exploit, either level 2 to 3 protective polish, and level 3 speed sharpening, and a level 1 handicraft for the Evening Dusk. With all that being said, take a moment to look through the decorations that I have per each slot and try your best to replicate it. Now, moving on to our next elemental DBs, which are the ice DBs. And what we are doing is we're actually rocking out Kushala de Aura's ice DBs. And you guys might be asking why not use the ice tree DBs. They have more raw. But on blue sharpness and white sharpness is just such a huge modifier that you pretty much don't want to skip out on it. Not only that, Kushala's dual blades will get access to Kushala de Aurasol, which is essentially chain crit, which the more you attack, you will get an infinity boost of 30%. You also have a very impressive 32 ice on base with a level 2 slot. So, with all that being said, it's essentially going to be your best option for ice dual blades. Now, this is what we are rocking out. We have basically the same setup of Kaiser Crown, AnimeALX, Valstrax Braces, Anjanath Coil S, and Golden Hakama. This whole like armor combination is pretty much what I'm going to be using for all the elements, and all I did was just put one frost jewel in the 2 slot for the Deoris hook, and I come down here and I put in an extra level of attack instead of a level of handicraft, since I don't need the extra level of handicraft, and I actually don't need any more affinity, since a lot of the affinity of this weapon is going to come from the Kushala Daora Soul Rampage skill. Anyways, that's basically what I'm looking. That's basically what you're looking at. Remember just to replace all the stream or all the elemental jewels with the element of the weapon, and just replace the handicraft decoration with an extra level of attack. Now, onward to the next, which is the Thunder DBs. Now, you actually have 2 choices of Thunder DBs. I went with Zinogre's Thunder DBs, mainly due to them having more thunder with a really decent attack and neutral affinity, and plus I actually really do like Zinogre's dual blades, but feel free to also use Rajang's dual blades. They have negative affinity and lower thunder attack, but has 20 more raw. So I guess for slightly thunder weak monsters that are more like more weak to raw, use Rajang's dual blades, while more elementally weak monsters to thunder, just use Zinogre's dual blades. They'll both get purple sharpness, or not purple sharpness. They'll both get blue sharpness. I believe Rajang's either comes with blue like a tiny bit of blue sharpness on base, or Rajang's you'll have to use level 1 handicraft to get blue sharpness. I totally forget, but this is essentially what we ramped up our skill. We got Thunder Boost 2. You get 200 base raw. You got 200 base attack, blue sharpness, or natural blue sharpness. This does not get up to white, sadly. You have 31 thunder, 0% affinity, and a 2 slot. So like previously, all we did was just trade out all of the elemental jewels for more element, and you can also trade out the handicraft decoration for either your choice of an extra level of attack boost or an extra level crit eye. Since this has 0% affinity and no way to get more affinity other than actually these ones actually don't have affinity boost too, unlike Zinogre's Light Bogan. But since we're using Thunder Boost 2 and there's no way for us to get any more affinity to make use of our crit boost and whatnot, feel free to put in an extra level of crit eye to raise your crit eye to level 4. And if you don't want to put an extra level of crit eye and you want an extra level of attack boost, feel free to do that too, because you'll still end up with 15% affinity, and that will get you up to 65% affinity without 65% affinity without latent power. And then when latent power procs, I believe that will take you up to 75% affinity, and then with rousing roar 100% affinity. But if you just want more affinity to the point where you have like 70% minus rousing or minus latent power and rousing roar, then feel free to do that. That's basically the way I took my build, but hey, you do what you want. For the final stats, we also have 217 attack and 41 thunder with 20% affinity. I know I didn't show the other ones, but this is basically what it looks like. 217 with 32 water with 30%, 188 with 42 ice with 15%. And now we get to our Dragon Dual Blades. Our final attack is 197 with 46 dragon and 20% affinity. But when we look at just the raw stats, you see that the Valstrax dual blades have a base attack of 170, has natural white sharpness and a really, really large amount of white sharpness. Dragon element is 35, affinity is 0%, and we do have Wyvern exploit as our little ramp up skill. Now, you might be asking why not Valstrax Soul, and the reason why we don't have Valstrax Soul is because you get that 20 or so plus extra dragon element when you are dragon blighted. And the only way to get dragon blighted is through the Valstrax braces, but we're not really going to stay in dragon blight. It's not really useful. It's not really useful to us. But that is essentially the build. You also get a level 2 slot, so again, like previous, swap out the elemental jewels for the elements of your choice. But since the Valstrax dual blades come with natural white sharpness and a lot of white sharpness, you don't need to put on protective polish. And better yet, you can trade out all 3 levels of protective polish with attack jewels, so you can get to attack boost level 7. And you can trade out the handicraft jewel to where you can put in an extra level of expert jewels, making your affinity go up to base 20%. And with weakness exploit, you'll have 70% without raising roar. And then when you use your little feline boost with an attack cat, you'll get 100% affinity. So take a time, just take a minute just to see all the decorations that I have used for this build, and that is it. And then last but not least, for our elemental dual blades are our fire dual blades, and for this we are using the Gnashing Flamenge Child, which is Anjanath's dual blades. Now, Anjanath's dual blades come with 230 attack, so high raw. Natural blue sharpness, 26 fire with fire boost 3, and negative 15% affinity with a level 2 and a 1 slot. Now, you are not going to have a lot of affinity on this build, first and foremost. And we use the same equipment that we've been using for all of our elemental dual blades. And our attack comes up to 257 raw with 35 fire and 0% affinity. Now the crit eye is going to basically take our affinity down to neutral, and we're going to get most of our crits from weakness exploit, which is going to increase our affinity by 50%. Then you're pretty much going to have to use an attack hat for these dual blades to get your affinity up to 80% with the feline boost with rousing roar, and then latent power is going to take it up to 90% when it procs, but that's not going to, that boost isn't going to always be up, so you're going to look around at least 80% affinity with using attack hat. Now, attack boost is at level 6, fire attacks at level 5, crit eye is at level 3, crit boost is at level 3, weakness exploit is at level 3, protective polish is at level 3, and speed sharpening at level 3. We can't get this to white sharpness, which is why we don't have a level of handicraft. So we just opted to put in an extra level of attack boost, because an extra level of crit eye would not really mean a lot in this build. And our elemental attacks, obviously, at level 5. And that is about it. Also, to answer any questions about, can you fit in any stamina skills, etc., etc. I feel like fitting in stamina skills, we don't really have the slots to fit in like stamina up or like stamina recovery and or constitution or anything like that. We just really don't have the slottage for it, and we don't even have the slottage for Evade Extender. So my suggestion to you is just drink a lot of dash juices, eat for Dongo Fighter, and just try to maintain your stamina the best you can. And hopefully in Sunbreak we'll have more slots to put in stamina recovery or constitution. Anyways, moving on to our non-elementless build. This is our non-elementless build. As you see, we are using the Nightwing's dual blades, which are Nargacuga's dual blades. Nargacuga's dual blades come in at 198 attack with the ramp up skill attack boost 3, natural white sharpness, no element, 40% affinity, and a 2 slot. Now, for the decorations, we have, or for the skills, we have level 4 attack boost. We get level 4 attack boost using our Fatal Tempest Talisman with the Ingot Greaves S, and then we also have 4-piece Valstrax. We have 4-piece Valstrax because that will give us 5% extra attack when we are in Dragonheart. And that 5% extra attack will be stacked on the 5% extra attack of the attack boost on top of some extra raw. I think an extra +7 raw. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, with the extra 7 raw, you will be able to also stack that on Resuscitate, which I forget how much Resuscitate is, but I know it's a decent amount of extra raw. And then on top of having Weakness Exploit 3 and Crit Boost level 3 to augment your attacks even further. Now, we're using level 3 Mastery Jewels because since we're going for a 100% affinity build due to level 2 Crit Eye and the natural 40% affinity on top of Weakness Exploit, giving us natural 100% affinity on weak spots. We are using Master's Touch to give us an 80% resistance in... We're giving Master's Touch to give us an 80% resistance into losing sharpness. Now, I had an extra 1 slot left over, and I'm just going to be completely transparent. I really don't think you need Brace because dual blades, when you go into demon mode, or in my case feral demon mode, you'll end up not getting knockback resistance, so you can't be tripped or anything. I just didn't really know what to I didn't really know what to put down. I didn't know whether to put down a dive jewel, a diversion jewel, a satiated jewel, a hungerless jewel. I really don't know. Hell, even a steadfast jewel would be good too, or a bomber jewel would be good. So this one last slot is just very much up to you. It's pretty hard trying to think of what you need, but hey, at least this way, all you really need is just an attack boost, level 2 talisman with a level 2 slot, and you don't even have to worry about an extra level 1 slot. That is just how much efficient my dual blade build is due to this talisman that I got lucky on. I'm just gonna go 1 hungerless jewel because it's just gonna help in the long run. Like keeping that that stamina bar not going down at least by 50% extra longer. So I guess if you have any extra 1 slots, just put in some hungerless decos So your stamina bar will at least be larger for more of the hunt. Since you are going to be spamming out Feral Demon Mode, which I do highly recommend since it just outclasses normal Demon Mode in every sort of fashion. Anyways, here's our next build, going down to the ailment builds. We have the Para DBs. Now, the Para DBs were very, very, very weird to make. I won't lie. Here we use the Raging Claw DBs. Why? Because it's 190 base attack on top of white sharpness. It's our only paralysis DBs that we can actually make with. It's our only paralysis DBs that we can actually make with white sharpness other than rampage paralysis DBs, but these DBs also give us negative 10% affinity and a 3 slot. But oh wait, we also get the special rampage skill or ramp up skill, Hellion Mode, which when you go into Demon Mode or Feral Demon Mode, you'll get 100% crit on every single hit, meaning you can forego any and every single attack boosting skill, and you could just focus on attack boost and crit boost, paralysis attack, protective polish, and stun resistance with a level 1 handicraft. Now, our build, or also before I get into our build, our attack comes out at 214 attack, 17 paralysis, and negative 10% affinity, or 100% when you are in Feral Demon Mode or Demon Mode. Obviously, you're going to just want to be clutching on to that. You're going to be wanting to spam out Demon Mode so long. But hey, at least the Golden Hakama gives us a level 1 latent power, so it sometimes counters the negative 10% affinity. Anyways, our build is Volvidon Helmet S for level 2 paralysis and level 1 bludgeoner. It also comes with 2 level 1 slots that we put in 2 hunger resistance jewels for level 2 hunger resistance, and it will make our stamina bar last 100% longer. So it will help you out just spamming out demon modes and keeping you in demon mode for as long as possible with spirit bird buffs and eating rations and well done steaks and energy and like dash juices. Then we have the Vikemel S, and we fit in 2 protective polish and 1 stun resistance. Then we come down to the Rathalos braces for level 2 attack boost and level 1 crit boost. We slide in a level 1 crit boost. Then we have the Anjanath Coil S, which we slotted in the last level of protective polish. It comes with a level 2 attack boost, and for the 2 level 1 slots, we managed to fit in level 2 stun res. And then we have the Golden Hakama, which gives us level 2 crit boost, level 1 lane power, and then we fit in level 2 speed sharpening in the 2 1 slots. And then we use our handy dandy attack boost level 2 and divine blessing level 1 talisman, and we fit in the handicraft decoration in the 3 slot, in the speed sharpening, the last level speed sharpening in the 1 slot. Now, to move on to our Blast DBs. Now, these DBs were the worst DBs. These DBs were legit the worst DBs to actually make. These made me go insane trying to figure out what would be the best Blast DBs. Now, these are going to have a similar problem. These are going to definitely have a similar problem to the Anjanath DBs, in that Basil's DBs, because we are using the Basil Hawk Rook Slayers, Basil's DBs come with negative 10% affinity. It comes with base 210 attack, which is fairly high, and with level 1 handicraft, you can get white sharpness, which is great. You get level Our blast comes in at 22, and we do have the rampage slot blast boost 3. You get negative 10% affinity and a level 1 slot. Now, the reason why these DBs were very, very terrible to make is due to that there's no armor. There is no armor that actually gives you blast attack in the game. I figured that out the hard way by trying to figure out what armor I could use to give me some blast attack, and lo and behold, nothing. I just could not find anything, and it was terrible. Now, the sad part about that is I also tried to use like 2 pieces of armor that gives me Teostra Soul so I can get an extra 10% of blast buildup, but there was no possible way for me to make like an actual good build after it due to the lack of slots that I was losing. So essentially I had to use Kaiser Crown, AnimeALX, Valstrax Braces, Chrome Metal Coil, and Arzuros Greaves. And the talisman that I'm using is actually a level 2 blast attack talisman with a level 1 crit boost, which is so lucky on my part, and I can understand if you do not have this talisman. I don't have any slots on the talisman, and if I did, the build would at least have been better, and I could have put in more crit eye, but I digress. So, this is essentially what you have to do. So this is essentially what you have to do. If you have a level 2 blast attack, you have to take away 1 level of sharp jewel, sharp jewel 2 to put in your last crit boost. And that is basically all I will recommend. So I hope you guys either have a level 2 crit boost to whether you're just basically using blast attack decorations, or you have a level 2 blast attack to the point where you're using just level 2 blast attack to the point where you're trying to put in crit boost decorations, so you will have maxed out blast attack and crit boost. Now, since I got lucky on this talisman, I was able to fit in Protective Polish 3. So just remember to keep a Protective Polish 2 to 3. And with all that rambling out the way, our decorations that we put in are Steadfast Jewels 1, Grinder Jewel 1, Critical Jewel 2s, a Sharp Jewel 2, and a Bomber Jewel 1s, and AnimeALX. Tenderizer 2 and the Valstrax Braces. 2 level of Sharp Jewel 2s in the Chrome Metal Coil with a Grinder Jewel, a Handicraft Jewel 3 in the Arzuros Greaves, a Blast Jewel 2 in the Arzuros Greaves, and the Grinder Jewel 1 in the Arzuros Greaves. And then since I don't have any slots in my Blast Attack Crit Boost, decoration or talisman, I just have those skills. Now, I actually really don't know why I have Bomber. That should have been Steadfast. Like, that should have been Steadfast, but if I couldn't even, like, fit Steadfast, that should have just been Hungerless. I really don't know why it's not Hungerless, and it is Steadfast, but it's really up to you. It's really up to you guys, what your 1 slots are going to be. Your extra 1 slots are going to be. As long as you have level 3 Grinder, you're going to be fine. But anyways, that's basically our build. It's 210 with 31 blast at the end and 5% affinity. You will need an attack cat to use with this blast DB build. So just keep that in mind, guys. Moving on is our Poison Dual Blades. And here is our Poison Dual Blades. Now, our Poison Dual Blades we're using are the Dual Chameleoses, which are, of course, Chameleoses Dual Blades. Why are we using these? It's because they come out at 190 attack, with attack boost 3. So we did ramp this up for attack boost 3. So we have it up to 198. Sharpness is a little bit of white sharpness naturally. 40 poison, 0% affinity, and the slots are a 2 slot and 1 slots. Our build is the Kaiser Crown, Ike Mel S, Rathalos Braces S, Anjanath Coil S, Golden Hakama, and our attack boost 2 with Divine Blessing level 1 talisman with a 3 slot and a 1 slot. And our skills, also before we get to our skills, our attack comes out at 222 with 53 poison and 15% affinity. Our attack boost is 6, level 6, due to the Rathalos Braces, Anjanath Coil, and the talisman. Crit Eye level 3, Crit Boost level 3, Weakness Exploit level 3, Poison Attack level 3, Protective Polish level 3, Stun Resistance level 3, and Speed Sharpening level 3 with the level 1 Lane Power and Divine Blessing as really good utility skills. Now, luckily for us, Poison Attack is actually a 1 slot. I don't know why Poison Attack is a 1 slot, but due to Chameleos having like 2 level 1 slots, it makes fitting in Poison Attack a breeze. The only thing that I could basically say that is up for your interpretation would be the stun resistance. You can either go max stun res or you could go hungerless jewels. It's a win-win either way. But those are the poison dual blades. And then we're going to go on to our last dual blades, which I just recently made these dual blades, and these are the sleep dual blades. For these, we are using the Rampage Twin Blades S. The reason why we're using the Rampage dual blades is because the other dual blades that give out sleep element is the Dongo dual blades, which have blue sharpness, and the Somnicanth dual blades, which are like 180 raw with green sharpness, and also the Dongo dual blades don't really have that great of raw. So we had to use the Rampage Twin Blades. Obviously, with the Rampage weapons, you can fit in your own Rampage skills to mix and customize. And for the Rampage skills that we have the Sharpness type 1, we have the Sleep type 1, and let me give out a disclaimer. What you want to do is, before you level this all the way up, you do want to put in Sleep 1 before you level this all the way up, because if you do level this all the way up, you will only get Sleep 2, and if you put Sleep 2 on, it will actually give you 2 more extra levels of a sleep attack while reducing your raw by -10, which that's not really worth it. So that is why we put Sleep 1. We have Sharpness type 1, so we can get to White Sharpness with 1 level of Handicraft, and we put Affinity Surge, which takes our 210 attack down to 200 attack, but it's still fairly high with White Sharpness, with 10 levels, with 10 in sleep attack and 20% affinity. So we should actually get 100% affinity with the use of Rousing Roar, and I believe 85% affinity without it. So still a very high affinity build. As you see, we have Kaiser Crown, Vikemel S, Valstrex Braces, Somnicanth Coil S, but you can also swap out the Somnicanth Coil S to the Chrome Coil. I was just lazy and I decided to go with Sleep Jewel 2. I will not lie. I decided to go with Sleep Jewel 2. But if you basically want to get another level 1 slot and you want to grind for another Sleep Jewel, and which I did not decide to do, then feel free to put the Chrome Metal Coil S. But if you are lazy like me, then just use the Somnicanth Coil S. We have the Golden Hakama, and then we also have the Fatal Tempest Talisman You know what I just realized? Where's my... Wait. Oh. I was like, where's my demon petulance? What? But then I realized I'm on decorations. Anyways, so for our skills, we got level 1 in Grinder. Obviously, the Rampage weapons don't have any slots, so that's kind of why we have to make do with Protective Polish 2. We have level 1 Grinder Jewel. We have Sleep Jewel 2, Sharp Jewel 2, Bomber Jewel 1, which I'm actually going to trade out the Bomber Jewel 1 to like a level 1 Hungerless. We have level 2 Sharp. We have a level 2 Sharp. We have level 2 Sleep. We have 2 Steadfast Jewel 1s. Another Steadfast Jewel 1 in our Talisman, and a Handicraft Jewel 3 in our Talisman, and it wraps up to level 3 Crit Eye, level 3 Crit Boost, level 3 Wex, level 3 Sleep Attack, level 3 Stun Res, level 2 Protective Polish, level 1 Lane Power, level 1 Handicraft. Oh, wait, our Speed Sharpening. Oh, okay, wait a minute. I actually messed up. I don't know where my Speed Sharpenings went to. That's kind of suspect. That was suspect. I meant to say you should have had level 3 Grinder. I didn't. I just made this build like 10 minutes before recording this, so I guess I just overlooked that. But yeah, we have like level 2 Stun Res. And with all that being said, those are our builds. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Let me know how they work out for you. And before I'm gonna go, our Sleep Dual Blades come in at 200 attack, 17 sleep, and 35% affinity. Now, with all that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy the builds. Let me know if they help you or they got you into Dual Blades, or if you have a better build because you have a better Talisman. So just let me know in the comments. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check me out in the next build guide that I will do. And with all that being said, peace out all my fellow weebs and weebettes.